guys? just back again with another video. Today, I want to start up a new series where I'm going to be talking about the NFL on Sunday. What happened, what I think, if I think the teams won, should have won, and all that. And if you guys like this series, please show the support on the channel. Let me know you like this and I can keep doing it. So let's get into the Thursday night, the last Thursday game. It was the Rams and the 49ers. That was a really good game. If you watched it, then you would know. It was, Rams were up like by 14 or 18 points or something like that. And the fourth quarter came and the 49ers came back. They scored a touchdown. They got an onside kick. They scored again. And it was like close, and they got the ball back. And they were driving down the field. And they almost lost. The Rams almost lost, but they got the ball back and they won. They stopped them. So lucky for them. But it was a hell of a game. If you had Gurley or Hyde or Watkins in fantasy, you did great. You did magnificent because they both had hella good games. So the Rams definitely should have won that one. Well, they did, and they shouldn't have let the 49ers come back to that close. Next game, let's talk about my team, the Patriots and the Texans. So as you all know, the Patriots won by 3. And came down to the last minute play in the end zone to Brandon Cooks. It shouldn't have been that close. I don't know how the Texans were hanging up with them. The Texans shouldn't have been that close, especially with the rookie quarterback, Deshaun Watson. The Patriots have never lost to a rookie quarterback. And it was a very stressful game, knowing that the Patriots were so close to losing. And for being honest, I didn't even believe that the Patriots were going to win. I gave up on the Patriots when it was 3rd and 18, and we made that. It was just 3rd and 18 at our own 15 or 18. I was like, oh shit, there's no way we get 18 yards in 2 plays. We got it that very next play. I think it was to Gronk, and then we hit Amendola, and then it was just, everything was working and we did it. Never count Brady out. I don't know why I did, but I was just a little nervous. I've seen bigger comebacks, you know, Super Bowl 51 last year. But that's beside the point anyways. Next one we're going to go with is Ravens and Jaguars. That was a Sunday early game. That was in Wembley Stadium in London, where I picked up the Ravens defense that week in fantasy because I thought that they were going to do good because they had 8 interceptions in 2 weeks. Thought the Ravens were going to do great, and the Jaguars offense hasn't been very good. And then all of a sudden the Jaguars come out and beat these dudes 44-7 like it was nothing. And that was ridiculous. And the Ravens got me -6 points, and the Jaguars did great. Next we'll go with the Broncos and the Bills. Everyone probably had the Broncos winning this game, most likely. But the Bills ended up taking it 26-16. I really thought that the Broncos were going to win, but they were not playing good at all. Like, they were playing shitty. The Bills, everything was going right for them. And they just came out there and they beat the Broncos. That was a pretty good game. Thought the Broncos were going to do it, but nope, the Bills actually pulled it out. That's shitty for me because the Bills are in my division. That's not what I like, when anyone in my division wins. But they won, so that's good. Saints and Panthers. I chose the Saints because I knew they were going to win. They weren't going to go 0-3 or 0-4, whatever. 0-3. They came out there after the Patriots beat them, and they beat the Panthers quite bad. Now, the Panthers are probably going to be a little mad, and they play the Patriots this week, so I think that'll be a good game too. But the Saints deserved that win. They blew them out 34-13, so that was an alright game to watch. Next one, Steelers and Bears in overtime. This game was a really good game. Great game. What pissed me off the most is that Bears dude, Marcus Cooper. He shouldn't be an NFL player anymore. Going down there, blocking a kick, and then getting cocky and celebrating before he even gets to the end zone and gets the ball stripped at the 1 yard line. 1 yard line. If I was the coach of him, he'd be gone the next day. That's not tolerated at all. He should have ran to the end zone and then celebrated. But he just seems like a cocky player to me. Dumb. I'm glad the Bears won that because of him. Because if they definitely would have lost that, he definitely would not be playing anymore on my team. Because that probably would have been the main factor right there. And then they gave him the ball back because the kicker, smart play, hit it out of bounds, knowing that it would have been a touchback. But apparently, you can't do that. So that's a dumb rule too, because he was just doing what's best. So, and then they gave him another play. And then the Bears somehow messed that up and got a false start. Somehow. So they kicked the field goal. So that game was just wild game. Thought the Steelers were going to win though, but the Bears pulled it out. So that's good for them. And the game that pissed me off the most, Lions and Falcons. The Lions won. Let's just say that. Golden Tate was in the end zone. I watched the highlights over and over and over. Golden Tate scored that touchdown. They won. The Falcons technically should be 1-2 right now, not 3-0. They should have lost to the Bears in week 1, but they didn't. They should have lost this week, but the refs cheated the Lions. The Lions should be 3-0, not the Falcons. That's a dumb play, dumb referee. So, I mean, there's nothing you could do about it except complain because of how stupid that game was. But anyways, good job, Falcons. You're 3-0. You won't beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Next one, Browns and Colts. This game was a lot closer than I intended it to, because I actually thought the Browns were going to beat them because I didn't think Jacoby Brissett was going to actually play that well. But he had 2 rushing touchdowns, and he threw the ball to T.Y. Hill on a lot. That's why he got a fantasy card. And they pulled away with the win, 31-28. Next one, Vikings and Buccaneers. I don't remember this game much. All I know is the Vikings beat the Buccaneers pretty bad, 34-17. So it was a pretty. I watched some highlights of it. I watched the red zone. It was a pretty good game, somewhat. I thought the Buccaneers were actually going to win that one, but the Vikings came out there and they just outplayed them. So good job for the Vikings. And that's all for that one. Next one was the upset of the week. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments before you watch this. I would really like to know who you thought it was. But the upset of the week was the Jets and the Dolphins. The Jets were predicted to go 0-16, not to win a game. And they come out here and they beat the Dolphins 20-6. The Jets have nobody on their team. Nobody. Forte doesn't play much. He's our best player. Doesn't play much at all. And they came out there and they whipped the Dolphins. So, that's disappointing that the Jets actually won a game because I really thought they weren't going to win one. So, yeah, fuck the Jets. Eagles and Giants. This was a close game. Close game. The Eagles shouldn't have let them even come back from that. They were up 14-0. 14-0, and then Odell somehow, magically catches 2 beautiful catches to put them tied 14-14. And then, as a score from there. Odell can catch great one-handed, but when it comes to 2 hands, he's ass. He's more of a one-handed catch player, which is not someone I would want on my team. He's fast, he's great, he can catch one-handed, that's cool. But when it comes down to it, I've watched him drop numerous balls two-handed. So that's ridiculous. I didn't think the Eagles were actually going to pull that one away with that 61-yard field goal. I thought it was going to go in overtime. And if he did miss it, I hope it wasn't short, because Odell most likely would have returned that for 6, because he's very agile. Most likely would have took that for 6, and they would have lost by a field goal return. But the Eagles pulled away. Next one, let's go with Titans and Seahawks. 33-27 Titans. It was a close game. Hard-fought game. DeMarco Murray had a big run. Rashard Matthews had a big receiving yards. The Titans just came out there, blew the Seahawks away. Richard Sherman is definitely a very dirty player. With those 3 penalties at the beginning, taking his helmet off, the pass interference, and then hitting Marcus Mariota when he was clearly going out of bounds. He said he hit him because the whistle hasn't blown, which understandable, but for a quarterback who's running out of bounds, you don't need to hit him like that. He should probably be fined like $100,000 for that hit because Mariota could have got injured. But luckily Taylor Lewan went and backed him up. It's a good offensive lineman right there. But good for the Titans, 33-27. Next we got the Packers and the Bengals. This was a good game in overtime. The Bengals haven't scored a touchdown in like 7 games. And they come out here and put 24 points up on the Packers. So that was a whole new team right there. I thought the Packers were going to blow them out in Lambeau because it was in Lambeau. But no, it came down to the wire, overtime, for the, what's his dude, Allison made that big return, or that big receiving catch near the end of the game, put him in field goal range in overtime to win it. So, Packers did great right there. Next game, let's go with Chiefs and Chargers. This was a pretty hard-fought game between both of them. Chiefs pretty much blew them out. Not really, 14 points, but Kareem Hunt is just killing it in his rookie season. He's doing good. He ran all over the Patriots. He did good last week. He did good this week. It's ridiculous how good he's doing for a rookie. And the Chiefs are going to be hard to beat this year. I hope the Patriots don't have to play the Chiefs again because I don't want to play them. But Eric Berry is out, so I think we might win because Eric Berry was a big factor in that game. Next game, we got the Redskins and the Raiders. Looks like the typical Raiders to me. Everyone's over here saying the Raiders are so good, so good. No, they're really not. They're not that good. They never have been. They never will be. Redskins aren't that good either, but the Redskins sure as hell beat them 27-10. Pretty bad. Raiders played like the Raiders play. Just like that. That's how the Raiders will play for the rest of the year. Patriots are going to blow them out in Mexico City. Raiders probably go, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say 10-6 for the Raiders. And I don't think that makes the playoffs because the Chiefs and the Broncos are both going to do better than them. So, everyone's over here saying the Raiders are so good. I don't understand it. That's like saying Oklahoma City's now good with an old man Carmelo Anthony out there. Still won't beat Golden State. No, Golden State's not my team. The Cavs still won't beat Golden State. And Golden State's winning it again. And they will win it for a long time. But that's basketball talk. We'll talk about basketball later. Last game. Cowboys and Cardinals. Last night. Monday Night Football. I don't even know where to begin. I don't like the Cowboys. Cowboys were getting beat quite bad at the beginning. 7-0. Not bad, but stats-wise bad. Zeke had negative yards. Prescott had negative rushing or passing yards. It was all around. The Cardinals were just beating them. Larry Fitzgerald has a beautiful catch. I really thought the Cardinals should have won that one. I needed Dez to get me 4 points to win in fantasy. 4 points. And he did. He got that touchdown. So I won in fantasy. So I'm not happy the Cowboys won. But they did. So maybe next week they'll lose. Hopefully. I'm hoping anyway. But so those are my picks and who my NFL talk this week. If you want to see this video again, make sure you guys leave a like. If you guys hit like 5-10 likes, I'll know you guys want to watch it again and see what my opinion is on the games. And if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. Alright? Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And thanks for watching my video. Peace.